Anti-trans activist given the green light to enter New Zealand. How sales plummet to 40-year low. An education crisis. How bad has the system become and why some are backing National's solutions. Tamaria, I'm Sheree Kinnear and these are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. Auckland faces a weekend of culture clash protests and counter-protests as a British anti-trans activist gets set to touch down in the country. Immigration New Zealand has decided Kelly J. Keane-Minshall, also known as Posie Parker, will be able to enter New Zealand. Officials have ruled there's no threat to public interest, despite neo-Nazis showing up in support of Parker at a Melbourne rally. Counter-protests have already been arranged for both the Auckland and Wellington Let Women Speak events. An online petition has also been launched calling for Parker to be kept out of the country. A standoff between buyers and sellers in the housing market. CoreLogic data shows for the month of February alone, about 4,100 properties were sold, the lowest for that month of the year since at least 1981. Chief property economist Calvin Davidson says the numbers are striking considering how much larger the housing stock is now compared with 40 years ago.
It's pretty quiet. Interest rates are clearly a key factor in that. It's slowing the market down, but also credit rules play a role. Harder to get a mortgage, harder to secure a property.
Living costs are expected to grow for everyone, but some may feel the pain more than others. Stats NZ will release its latest annual statistics on household incomes, housing costs and child poverty rates today. ASB predicts high consumer prices and interest rates will push up household budgets about $150 per week this year. But senior economist Mark Smith says some families will fare far worse. He says households with large mortgages are looking at a significant increase in debt servicing costs, which will impact their living costs. A recent report has revealed that a third of 15-year-olds cannot read at a basic adult standard. Numeracy rates are just as worrying, with many students battling to comprehend basic mathematics. It comes as some in the education sector throw their support behind National's plans to rewrite the curriculum. Its full policy detail will be announced at midday, but the party says there'll be a focus on basic skills in reading, writing, maths and science. Auckland University education professor Elizabeth Rata says currently individual schools can decide what they teach. She says there should be a national standardised curriculum.
From the little I've seen of the National Party's proposal, it's certainly talking about specific knowledge, and I welcome that.
And in a developing story, fire and emergency has been called to what's being described as a substance leak at Picton Wharf. They're working to identify what substance has leaked and how much of it there is. Crews have isolated the area and placed cordons at the entrance to the wharf. It could see Cook Strait ferries impacted later today. And those are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. For more stories and to stay up to date, head to nzherald.co.nz. Kia pai te rā. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. To stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald, click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.